Hey there, welcome to anystack.in. In this video, I am going to talk about method which can be applied on list. So let's share my screen. First of all, I will create a new file which is 06 list methods.dart. So let's write the basic code. Now I am going to create a list which will contain names. So now I have created a list. So let's tell the generic as a string because this list can contain only string. If you do not understand this part, probably you should watch the previous video. So let's give some name here. Nitish is the first name, Lee is the second name, Brian is the third name, and there could be John as the fourth, and Lita as fifth name. So now we are having this one. So let's start with the first method, which you all are already aware, which is names dot length. It will give us the length, which is 6 in this case. Okay, so let's see the second method, which is first, which I recommend every one of you not to use it as much as you can. This is my like personal experience or based on my experience. So let me share the reason why I am saying this. So let's run this first. So I get the length as the 5, this one, it's fine. The first as the Nitish, you can see the first element is Nitish, we are getting that, it's fine. So suppose if I remove all the element and now if I will try to run it, I get unhandled exception and no element bad state. So this error is something new which I am seeing for the first time. And suppose if we have used this method to get the first element, okay, by using this method we can easily get the first element, then what will happen? So we are getting this one, and now if I remove all the elements, so let's see what error we are going to get. So now the error is uh, a range error. You can see valid range is empty, 0 invalid value. Okay, so now from the range error we got that we are trying to access something which is not in our range or not in the range of list. So this is common error for any programming language. It will be easy for debug for any other developer who is going to touch this code or who have not very much experience with Dart. That's why I recommend not to use the first getter. Okay, so let's move further and let's write first here, and I recommended not to use this. Okay, let's move further and let's talk about for each, which is one of the again there is one more getter which is important here, which is empty, which will tell if the list is empty. Like basically it will check if the length is 0 or not, and is not empty, this will also check if the length is 0 or not. Both are similar, other like one is inverse of other, that's it. So this is also important, but dot length property is good because this is very common on most of the programming language. You just have to check if length is greater than 0, it means it's not empty. If the length is equal to 0, it's empty. So this is the best way of checking if the length if the list is having any element or not. Okay, let's move further, and now I'm going to talk about for each. So for each is a method which can be applied on the list, and this is going to help us in iterating over a list, which means if we want to go through the list from the first element to the last element, for each is the best way of doing that. So suppose if I want to print all the elements, so I will write print element. So here inside the for each, inside we have to apply the for each, and in the arguments we have to pass an anonymous function which will provide us the element, and after that we have to apply the operation or the thing which we want to apply on that element. So let's run this and we should get the name Nitish, Lee, Brian, John, Lita. We got the name. So this is how it works. So suppose if I want to add Mr. before them, so I can just go here and write Mr. So this is the string interpolation. If you are not aware about this, I have talked about this in the string section or in the string video. So let's run this now. So now you can see there is Mr. before all the names, and yeah, so this is fine. So this was for the for each. So now I am going to talk about something else which is for filtering. So names dot where. So if any of you are from SQL background or have little bit of experience of SQL, then they knows that there is a where clause in SQL which help us in filtration or filtering some data, where ID is this one, name is this one, or email is this one. So same thing happens here. We just have to tell a condition. If that condition will be true, then that element will be added or returned. If the condition will be not true, then that element will be removed from the list. So in our case, we need to think for a condition, like what thing or what are the names which we want to filter out. So I want to get all the names which contains I, which means the name which is having letter I or character I. So Nitish is having I, Brian is having I, Lita is having I, but the John and Lee do not have I character in their name. So I will come here and I will write bull is contain I. Okay, and after that I will write element dot contains, and here I have to write I. So dot contains is a method which can be applied on a string, and you just have to tell a pattern or a string. It will check if that pattern or that string is present on that string, like on the object or on the element. In that case, this is going to return true. If that will not be present, it is going to tell us false. So let's return is contain I. Okay, so here you can see that we are getting the element instead of printing the element here, like in the for each we were printing the things. Here we are checking if the name contains I or not. If that contains the I, it is going to return is contain, like true. If that does not contain, it will return false. So now this will return us a iterable. So iterable is again something new. I will talk about this in later video, but for now think this as similar to list. So we got a iterable of list. So if we write as list, that will be somewhere same, but iterable is little bit different. So we got the result. So this is going to return us all the names which contains I. So now what I will do, I will just come here and I will convert the iterable to the list. So how we can do this? Result list, and I will say result dot to list. So on the iterables we can call a method which is to list, and this is going to just convert the iterable into list. That's it. So now we will come here and print result list. So let's see if it works. We get the, yeah, you can see that we got all the name which contain I, Nitish, Brian and Lita. There was two more name which is John and Lee, which do not contain the letter I. We do not got that name. So now suppose instead of doing this directly, I want to make you feel how this works. So I will comment the complete thing now and I will come into for each loop, and here I will do this thing. So now what is going to happen, I will just print is contain I here. So let me make you understand this one once. So in the for each loop, first of all I am checking if the name contains I. If that contains I or not, I do not care. I just want it to print the value. If it contains, then it will print true. If do not contain, it will not print. And after that it is going to print the name with Mr. So let's run this. You see that we got true, and after that the name is Nitish. For the Nitish it is true. For the Lee it's false because Lee do not contain the I. For the Brian you can see it contain, so there is true. For the John it do not contain, it's false. For the Lita it contains, so the value is true. So I hope that you got a little bit of idea how this works, and now I am going to comment it for now. Okay, so I hope that you got idea about the where, also how the where works. Let's move further and let's talk about something else which is also very important, which is map. So map is very much similar to this one, where it also returns the uh, iterable of string, and there is going to be our result names dot map. Okay, let's see how the map works. Okay, so this is how we are going to write. So inside the map we get ability to transform the value. So suppose that in the list what we are having uh, all the names, that's it, we are not having anything. I want to transform the list into something like I want to add Mr. before the name, and I want to get a list for that. For now I was just printing the value, I was not making a list. But now what I want to do, I want to make a list which will contain the value Mr. So let's try. So first of all I will do um, string and name, and this is our element, so let's write element. And I will do this string interpolation here, Mr. and element. And after that I am going to return the transformed name. So this is our transformed name. So here is our result, and let's just copy these two lines because this is going to be common. So we will take the result, convert into the list, after that we will print it. So let's run this. So now we are getting something else which I was not expecting. Okay, let's comment this one. Okay, so let's clear this. So now you can see that we are getting list of names, but this time all the names contained Mr. before the name. So I hope you got the idea. You can transform the value. In order to make you understand this in a better way, I am going to give you another example. So suppose if I make a list which will contain integer, and which is, name is numbers 2 4 8, yeah, let's write anything. So now what I am going to do, I am just going to copy the complete thing from here, and let's see how I am going to do. I am going to just make a list which will contain square or square of the number, so square of the list. So I will convert it this into string, not string, integer. And how we can do that? Element. Is it fine? I have to write mention int here, I think. No, if I am having this element, it is saying that probably there is some mistake. It is saying that it is of type string. Okay, the map name. Okay, I am applying on names, so we need to convert it into numbers. So we are doing this numbers dot map. We will get each element one by one. First we will get 2, we will multiply 2 into 2, it will become 4, and the square is now 4, or square is now 4, we will return 4. So the first value is 4, after that the next value which we are going to get 4, 4 into 4 will be 16, the square is 16, we will get 16. So now we are having this one. So now from the result, we got the result, we are printing the result. So let's run this. Now you can see that we are getting 4, which is square of 2, 16, which is square of 4, 25, which is square of 5, 6, 36, 8, 64. So I hope you got the idea how you can transform the value using map. So map is a very helpful thing. Again, filter is not filter, where is again another helpful thing which can help you in filtering the data. Some people do not use map, instead they use some other way which is not very good. Let me tell you what you should not use, which I have seen lots of people have used in their program. They first make a list of int, after that they does this result and make an empty array. Okay, after that they will come here and write numbers dot for each, and inside the for each they are just going to do, int square element into element. So now we are having a square result dot add square. So if you remember, I talk about this, you can add the element by applying the add method on the list. Okay, so now this one is fine. If I do the print statement, result. Map is again common in most of the programming language, or you can say it is available in almost all the programming language, so you should go with map. So now if I will run, I will again get the same thing but using different approach. And if we will use map, so this is how it is going to work. You might think this is also longer, but and this is also longer, like both are almost of same code, the length of the code is almost same. This is more readable for the beginner one, map is difficult for the beginner one, but if you once understand the map, you will feel that map is better. Okay, and I want to just finish this video at this point because this is going longer and longer. Still there are lots of